The Columbus Youth Symphonic Band, or CYSB, is a group of elite high school musicians that meet Wednesday nights at Capital University. To become a member of this band, students had to prepare an extensive audition to perform for the band's director, Dr. Gershman. The students in this band get to play challenging music they may not get to perform at their own schools. Many Gahanna students are members of this band, including Maggie McCarter, a junior flute player who explained to me why she decided to join CYSB.
I chose to join CYSB because I wanted to challenge myself on the flute outside of school.
Maggie also explained what she thinks of CYSB.
It's very fun, it's kind of long, but it's very challenging and exciting.
I also got to talk to Dr. Gershman and ask him what makes CYSB such a unique group.
This is an unusual thing in that the level is probably just as hard as what you're playing at Gahanna, but we only meet one day a week, and we only have basically 6 or 7 rehearsals to do it. So where in high school, and to be very honest, in college, we have the luxury of lots of rehearsal time and lots of repetition, we don't here. And this is much more of what a professional would do, which is a lot fewer rehearsals, but the level of expectation and performance is supposed to be the same.
Dr. Gershman is the director of bands at Capital University, and this is his first year directing CYSB. Dr. Gershman told me how he feels about getting to work with CYSB.
To be able to see the same faces and get to know you guys on a more personal level, like that is really fun for me. And the dynamic of the group is different than the college group, and you guys bring a different energy, and I don't know, I find it like super fulfilling just because of the kind of, I don't know, you just have this great unadulterated passion for making music, and that's kind of infectious for me.
Well, it sounds like I have some more practicing to do before our next CYSB concert, which you can see on February 26th at Capital University. Until then, this has been Ben Stemen for WGLH-TV. The city of Gahanna recently held a ribbon-cutting event to welcome Zulili's expansion into Gahanna. Zulili is an online store where clothing, toys, and home products are sold. Many important people were present at the event, including Mayor Tom Neeland and the CEO of Zulili, Daryl Cavens.
To our new kind of office expansion and build out here.
Mayor Neeland shared his thoughts about what this business expansion will mean for Gahanna.
This expansion project will not only grow our local economy, but more importantly, it will provide new jobs for the citizens of Gahanna and also throughout the Columbus region and Ohio. So I'm really looking forward to that. To me, a job can change everything for an individual, a family, and indeed a community. The benefits employees will gain from this project will be used to buy groceries for families, school supplies for children, food at our local restaurants, and pay mortgages for homes in Gahanna and throughout the region.
CEO Daryl Cavens discussed his feelings about the expansion and described the jobs that will be created by this new plant.
It's amazing today to be sitting here with this new office, about 450 incredible team members, about 1,200 here in the Columbus area that really makes Zulili happen every day.
This event brought the entire community together and has given many people new job opportunities.
It's a new day in Gahanna, and I'm excited to share it with Zulili. I look forward to a great partnership for many years to come.
So next time you're shopping online, you can know that your money spent at Zulili.com will not only help local businesses, but it'll also greatly benefit the people of Gahanna. For WGLH-TV, this has been Ben Stemen. He may be retired, but Mr. Singer definitely hasn't retired from being an integral part of Gahanna-Lincoln High School. While his official title may be Auditorium Manager, Mr. Singer does much more than just take care of the theater. In addition to controlling the lights and sound in the auditorium, Mr. Singer is also actively involved in build crew and production on the fall play. Not only that, but Mr. Singer is also the voice of the Golden Lions Marching Band. Mr. Singer is obviously very involved in Gahanna, but he was not always a member of this city. I got to ask Mr. Singer how he came to work here at GLHS.
I first taught at Delaware City Schools, and this job opened up a gentleman by the name of Justice. was in this position of assistant director, and he went up to Westerville as a principal, so I took this job, moved to Gehenna.
Mr. Singer first came to the Gehenna Jefferson School District in 1971. Before he was the auditorium manager, Mr. Singer was the assistant band director for 15 years. Mr. Singer truly has been very important to the Gehenna community. He was even given the Cornerstone Award in 2009 for his many years of service to the students and to the administration. Mr. Singer also shared what he believes to be the best part of his job.
Oh, working with kids keeps you alive, keeps you young, keeps your brain working.
So the next time you're in the auditorium, make sure you recognize the marvelous work of Mr. Singer. This has been Ben Stemen for WGLH-TV.
Kids are making choices and exercise.
Gehenna Schools has a new superintendent this year, and his name is Steve Barrett. Mr. Barrett is still new to the Gehenna community, and he has found many ways in which he can interact with its citizens. To connect with members of the community, the superintendent hosts Coffee with the Superintendent, an event where people may come to Panera to meet and talk with the superintendent. Mr. Barrett also meets with the school board and other officials, such as the mayor, to discuss ways to help out the school and the community. I got to ask a member of the school board about how she feels to have Mr. Barrett as the new school superintendent.
I'm very pleased that Steve Barrett is our new superintendent. He brings a wealth of experience and a respect for the financial side of running a school district that we really haven't had. And being in the financial industry myself, I am very pleased that we have a superintendent that understands and respects the balance between achievement and managing a fiscally responsible district.
I also got to talk to Mr. Barrett and ask him what he hopes to help students achieve in their time at school.
There's 4 things that I think are really, really important when you leave high school, when you graduate, when you walk across the stage. And those 4 things are that you know how to communicate well, that you know how to collaborate with others, that you know how to think critically, and you know how to think creatively. And I think some of the things that are happening in Gehenna are really exciting in terms of those things. The robotics class, the pre-engineering classes, more hands-on activities, and I would love to take some opportunities in the community in partnering with the city and the mayor.
Mr. Barrett is a welcome addition to the GLHS community, and he is greatly determined to improve our students' learning experience. For WGLH-TV, this has been Ben Stemen. It's that time of year again. OMEA contest time. OMEA, or the Ohio Music Education Association, is an organization working to promote music education across Ohio. OMEA Contest is a statewide music competition where schools take their bands, choirs, and orchestras to perform for judges. These judges give each group a rating, a 1 for a superior performance, a 2 for an excellent performance, or a 3 for a good performance. Each of Gehenna Lincoln's 4 orchestras will be participating in contests this year. Every orchestra has been working hard to perfect the 3 pieces they will be taking to contest. Mr. Dangle outlines how the orchestras have been preparing for contest.
And think about mood. What's the mood, Yvonne, of the beginning?
Hopefully with lots of practice at home. We're doing a lot of individual tests in class and having students play one by one down the line and just making sure that they're being held accountable for learning their parts. But each of the orchestras is doing a really nice job, and I'm very pleased with the progress they're making.
Mr. Dangle also discussed his goals for the orchestras at this year's contest.
I hope for all superior ratings, but even if not, I hope that the judges say we have a good balanced sound, that we play well, we have great tone, and I mean I hope we get a lot of good responses to our performance, regardless of what the rating is.
The orchestras here at GLHS have been working extremely hard to prepare for this year's OMEA contest. This has been Ben Stemen for WGLH-TV. While in high school, many students will decide to get their driver's license. Getting a driver's license in high school is a complicated task that involves passing a test to get a temporary license, completing 8 driving classes, and 4 in-car driving instructions. Students must also complete 50 hours of driving before taking their final test that involves a maneuverability test and a drive around the area surrounding the testing facility. All of this testing and work is to ensure that students learn to drive safely. I got to ask a teacher at the Columbus Driving Academy what students need to know when getting their license.
Don't be in a hurry. Take your time. That could be in the initial stage and even once they get their license, and keep in mind that there are so many thoughts that take place in the driving environment that are internal and don't expose themselves until you get behind the wheel. So if you take your time, it gives you a chance to actually process everything that's before you and allow you to make a decision that will be more in your favor than being surprised by.
I also got to talk to a student in the class and ask her how she feels about getting a driver's license.
It's exciting, but it's also just very time consuming. I've debated not getting it, but I know I need it for what I want to pursue in the future.
One way the City of Gahanna works to educate students about being responsible with their license is by using the Texting and Driving Simulator. This simulator gives students an idea of the many possible consequences texting and driving can have.
Am I done?
With the efforts of both the state of Ohio and the City of Gahanna, it has become easier than ever for students to gain the knowledge they need to successfully earn a driver's license. Utilizing the many tools the state of Ohio has for teaching students how to drive can help put you on the road to success. For WGLH-TV, this has been Ben Stemen. This is no ordinary science class. This is the Underwater Robotics program. Students here get a hands-on experience with tools and technology to build robots designed to complete tasks underwater. Students meet here all year long to perfect their designs and sharpen their engineering and technology skills. At the end of the year, each student will participate in a simulated mission to the water-rich moon of Jupiter, Europa. In this mission, they must engineer their robots to retrieve satellite parts and search for life. As their teacher, Mr. Bruns, explains, all of this work helps prepare students for the modern-day job market.
Yeah. A single motor is probably not going to do the job here. Well, because we cover so much engineering, engineering's in high demand right now, but like I said, there's also programming, 3D modeling, electronics, so there's a lot of different fields people can go into. But it's also the underlying skills. You know, we use statistical analysis, we do a lot of teamwork involved. So no matter where you go, you're probably going to have to work with other people. So this is good preparation for that. They're going right here.
I also got to talk to a student and ask him what he has been able to learn from this class.
Well, I did not realize how much you have to do to make sure that water does not get where it's not supposed to be. I've also not had experience with building the bots like this. A lot of this type of stuff that we're doing in class.
Mr. Bruns also gave advice to students who are considering adding this class to their schedule.
If you're worried about it being too advanced or too hard, don't. A lot of kids think they can't do it and they're actually very successful. We guide you through all the steps. There's a whole bunch of different things involved, so if you even have an interest in one or two, I'd recommend taking it, and you might be surprised, you might like all of it.
Students are using the skills they learn here in the Underwater Robotics program to build their way to success. For WGLH-TV, this has been Ben Stemen.